Welcome to another episode of the Nothing and Everything podcast, where today we will talk a lot about nothing.
And a little bit about everything.
A little bit of or about everything?
A little bit a little bit about everything.
Oh, I thought I had.
You're a lot of nothing.
Oh,
Is that right?
Welcome.
A lot of nothing about everything.
Yes.
Let's try. Let me try to do the intro.
Okay. All right. You try.
Welcome to the Nothing and Everything podcast. I'll be one of your hosts today, Kyle Scarlett, where we're going to talk a little bit about... No, wait. See? Dang it! We'll talk a lot about nothing.
We have a great show today. It's going to be a great show.
Yay.
Spring break.
2022.
2022.
I know. I can't believe that everybody's
So
on spring break.
many things to talk about.
Yeah?
With spring break.
Really?
I mean, like, spring break, man. It's like
It was a big deal. Like
it's
when
the
you're in
spring
school.
and you get a break.
Well, you know, the weird thing about having kids that are in school, those are the ones who get the break.
Right.
You know, working adults have to take vacation.
We don't get a break.
Or we don't
That's
get
right.
much of a break.
Yeah.
And if you don't go anywhere and the kids are at the house, it's not a break for
It's
anybody.
not a break. You need a break.
Seriously.
So, like, name something you used to do maybe back in the day when you would go on spring break.
Well, we didn't do like big vacations. You know, we usually go to the beach or something like that in the summertime, like a summer vacation week. Spring break, I don't know, was that big of a deal, but I do remember I was always, a huge baseball fan growing up. And I remember one year, probably the spring break that stands out to me the most was going to spring training, in Florida.
Yeah.
I had an aunt that lived in the Tampa, St. Petersburg area. And so we'd go and hit, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 different ballparks. It didn't matter who was playing.
Yeah.
I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. Try to get as many autographs, foul balls, stuff like that.
Did you get like a free Coke? If you get a foul ball, do you take it to the concession stand and get a free Coke?
That was like a Little League game.
Oh, yeah, right. They don't do that in the big leagues?
I was thinking about that the other day. You remember when you played Little League, and when you did that at the end, get a snow cone at the end of the game, or you'd get a Coke or something. And like we always thought the coolest thing was if you did a snow cone and you get, we used to call it suicide, we get like every flavor.
Oh, yeah.
And it was terrible, but we were
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I'm such a man.
Yeah, I think they call that tiger's blood now, like at Pelicans or something like that. You ever had Pelicans?
I have had Pelicans.
You should get the tiger's blood.
I've had it before, but I don't think it's like everything mixed together. I thought it was just strawberry coconut.
Coconut? Really?
I don't know.
I don't like coconut at all. So I'm guessing.
You wouldn't. Well, maybe not then.
But I've had
But
tiger's
I've had
blood.
tiger's blood. We should go to Pelicans, or we should have somebody send over some Pelicans.
We
to
should.
us. It'll be juicy juice by the time it gets here.
We should see if they would maybe sponsor a show.
Yeah. Hey,
Pelicans.
hey, Pelican, if you're listening right now,
Pelicans.
we'd love to give you a little shout out here on
Shout
the
out.
Nothing
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
podcast. But anyway, so I do remember this one specific one. My goal was we went to a Cincinnati Reds. This was when Pete Rose,
Ooh, Pete Rose.
Charlie Hustle. Yeah, I'm going way back now.
Wow, you did.
When I think it was the year or two where he was like player coach, like he was actually managing, but he was also still playing. I mean, he was probably like 40 at the time.
That's when he was making a lot of money.
He was, but not legally.
Little side
Maybe.
hustle money.
We don't little Charlie side hustle money.
I'm
That was
pretty
great.
sure we know.
Well, we do know,
Yeah.
but and I'm not exaggerating this. We waited. I was gonna that's the autograph I want to get, and so we kind of watched them, and you couldn't get through the gate and everything. And they had like a team meeting or something afterward. 3 hours. Me and my dad stood there, and like every 30 minutes, like, hey, you ready to go? I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay.
Oh my goodness!
And finally,
Are
at
you
3 hours, he
serious?
came out and was walking to his car. There was probably 20, 30 more people around that had been waiting.
Oh my goodness!
I got a picture standing next to his Porsche. I was like, Dad, get it looks like I'm getting into the Porsche with him.
Is it a Porsche or a Porsche?
It was a Porsche. Probably back then it was a Porsche.
Porsche. I
Yeah.
think it's still the same.
It was
now.
like an old black 911 Porsche. Yeah, Porsche. Yeah. It was cool, so I got his autograph.
I've always felt like he would, like those guys would ride around in like a Chrysler Sebring or like a LeBaron.
Like a convertible Sebring.
Convertible Sebring.
Wait, Michael Scott.
Convertible
Sebring.
LeBaron,
LeBaron.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's like a gravity car for
I
sure.
don't know. I don't remember.
What about spring break for you?
I don't remember anything about spring break.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't.
Panama City, Myrtle Beach,
I
any
mean,
of that stuff.
like, so in Georgia, I felt like people went down to Panama City. Like the only time I remember doing anything like that though was like in college.
Yeah.
And so, I was always involved with some sort of like Christian club or something like that. So we would try to go on some sort of like mission trip or whatever. But I remember one year, my roommate and I, we were like, "Hey, let's go to Panama City."
Really?
And so he was like, "Okay."
For spring break. That's
So he had like a Ford Explorer. So we packed up and we were driving down. And like on the way down, we're thinking, "Man, we don't even have a place to stay. We have nothing." And this was, you're talking. This is 1990.
right. You're not just pulling something up on your phone
it's like
or whatever.
late 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, Google wasn't.
You had the
around
MapQuest
yet.
how to get to
Well, we had a
Rand McNally app.
First of all, I had a map
Yeah.
to get down to Panama City.
Yep.
Like,
I love a map.
but we get down there, and the first 2 or 3 nights, we didn't have a place to stay.
You stay in the Explorer?
We laid the seats down and opened up the back gate or whatever.
Yeah. Just
Like
let the ocean
on the
breeze.
beach, right there.
Look.
And so we just like slept in the back of the Explorer. People would walk by in the middle of the night and look at us, and we're like,
Look at those
Man,
homeless
what?
guys. Poor guys.
like leave money.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need a
seriously.
place to stay and
You
some
could have
food or
pulled out your
something.
guitar and started playing.
I
Like
don't
you were
even-
serenading the high school girls at the lunch table.
What?
And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So spring break was Nah, I don't really remember a whole lot about spring break, but
Well, if you're on spring break right now and you're listening to this, I hope you have a good, safe
your
spring break,
spring
whatever
break,
you're doing.
yeah,
It's going to be way
whatever you're
more
doing.
awesome than ours.
yeah, pretty much. So I mean, but nowadays, church life. I mean, there's a lot going on during the spring, and
Because it's almost Easter.
well, it's almost Easter. We're kind of pushing towards that this year. We're obviously pushing towards Easter, pushing towards Good Friday.
Yep.
So this is like the first year that that both of our campuses are doing like separate Good Friday services,
Right.
which is really cool.
Yep.
And so, that's actually pretty neat.
Yep.
I'm excited for that. So,
What do you got planned?
well, we're
Throw a
gonna.
little something out there for the people?
Well, we'll sing some songs. We'll have a time of worship through song and through the word being preached.
Yep.
We'll also have the Lord's Supper that night. So it'll be a really, really cool night. So it'll be something different because we just do one service, and it's typically down at the Harris campus.
Right.
So having it up at Mallard Creek will be kind of cool.
That'd be
So,
good.
Yeah,
It's like
it'll be really fun.
This time of the year is like, I don't know if it's my favorite time of the year, but
Yeah.
like, I'm not a winter cold weather guy. So when it gets springish, when it gets spring break, Easter, it always feels like, all right, this is when I can start coming out of my shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is when grass starts to grow,
See, I love that.
which means I got to cut it.
That's right.
Although my boys cut grass now.
Really?
Oh man, yeah, and they have been for
I
the
don't want my
past year or
children
two.
to cut grass. Like I'm not like old man dad. I'm like, get off my lawn. I'm
Oh,
gonna take
you're
care
that
of it.
guy?
I just like doing it.
Yeah.
Love the smell.
Oh,
I like being out there for a couple hours by myself. Nobody's bothered me.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I hate it.
Womp, womp.
I hate cutting grass.
Do you really?
Man, mainly because I don't have much grass. It's all weeds.
Yeah, just
And it's just frustrating. Yeah, it's like, like I'm old enough now to where my yard should look nice. I feel like if I'm
it doesn't.
20, your yard can't look nice because you're too young. When you get, 35, 40,
better look
45
nice.
plus, you need to have a nice looking yard, and my yard looks terrible. But both of my neighbors have really nice yards.
So it looks
And so mine
extra
looks
bad.
Yeah, but like right on the border, man, it looks really good. The border of their yards.
where
going
they
into mine.
fertilized and seeded their area.
They have to like overdo it a little bit to make sure whatever I got doesn't
we
go-
want everybody
Yeah.
to know that's
Yeah,
his
that's-
yard,
yeah,
not ours.
That's right. That's right. So that's
Good though.
That's
It's a good time of year.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm more of a winter guy.
Really?
Yeah, I like the winter a lot. Yeah.
Like weather, the stuff that goes on, like the
Weather. I
Holiday?
love it when it's cold.
Really, my
Oh,
wife is
man,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
I love it when it's cold.
I'd rather be spring, summer.
Yeah. I think spring it just starts getting hot. I
Break
don't
out
like
the
being hot all
top
the
tank,
time.
the top tanks, the tank tops, the top tanks. I've done that a couple times where I kind of mess up my words.
Yeah.
Professional communicator.
Wait,
That's what I do for a living.
You wear a tank top?
I have one. I mean, I really don't, but it just feels like that's what people do. It's like, it's rotating season.
Yeah, it's kind of
Now-
gross.
It is, but
I feel like if you're like a middle school boy, then you could pull that
it
off.
Yeah,
But like a grown man,
shouldn't be wearing a tank top.
that's just weird.
Yeah,
That's stuff you should probably throw it away.
I probably. It's just one. It's
You should
sentimental.
record one episode. Next week you should record an episode.
Now let me get in
a
more
bro
like
tank.
spring break. Like let me get in like let me get into podcast
Oh, well, we have. I mean, this is
season.
Yeah, people aren't really watching. I don't think. They're-
They'll be fine listening. Don't
right,
tune into
right.
that
Yeah.
episode.
So you just recently got back from where? Can you talk a little bit?
I got back from Ecuador.
Yeah.
It was a great trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I flew on an airplane or rode in a bus. It was amazing. Jared, why are you doing this?
I don't know. Didn't you just get back from a mission
I
trip?
did, but the details are kind of blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long trip.
Not bad. 2 hours, 4 hours.
I've actually wanted to
Jump
go
in.
to Ecuador.
Have you really?
I've always wanted to go because there's that one little spot. There's like one spot on the equator
Yep. I've heard about
where
it.
on one side the water drains one way and literally on the other side the water drains the opposite direction.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
There's some debate about the actual equator though, because there's
Like where it
supposedly like
actually is?
there's like a touristy spot that they built, and there's like everybody goes there, and then they were like, wait a second, our satellites are telling us that's not right,
Uh-oh.
and there's another spot that's like this is the actual
Like
equator. That's what
line
I've heard.
0?
I guess, yeah. Maybe it got knocked off a degrees or two. Maybe it's actually at 1 or something.
It's actually at 1. Possibly. I don't know.
I did not see the equator though.
You didn't see the equator?
Right.
Huh. Well, that's fantastic.
Yep. What else is going on?
I feel like we always got to talk about social media because I always feel like
It's so prevalent.
it is it's everywhere, it's everything, it's all that stuff. And oftentimes I always make a note about social media because I always feel like I do something dumb on social media or I make some sort of mistake. Like it took me forever to understand what a reel was and how to post one. And then like our producer Austin is just like, hey, don't ever log into our Instagram anymore because you keep messing things up and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just want to respond to people or make jokes or whatever. Like the other day, I actually responded. Someone made a comment and I responded, and I realized it wasn't Gerald responding. It was
Another account.
It was the podcast account responding. But it was like a Gerald thing that I said. So it was like,
So you weren't responding as Gerald.
right. And so then I was thinking, well, a couple things.
That was weird.
That person's like, oh, well, that's weird. And then Austin's like, oh,
That's
well,
weird.
he's a dummy. So I was like, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
And the problem is too, like if you you can make an instant mistake, like real quick. Somebody, and we know people, will screenshot it, and it's locked in forever.
we know people.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's like, even when you think, oh, I can undo that or I can delete that or whatever,
You can't.
somebody caught it.
Yeah. Well, so like the other day, those little things up at the top on Instagram and those little circles, they're called stories. Did you know that?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Okay. So like I'll click on, the first one and I'll just watch, the stories or whatever. And then as I'm going through, I'm realizing that this person like just posted that story.
Yeah.
So here I am looking like some weird stalker guy.
Yeah.
Looking at, and it's like, this has been up for 7 seconds. And now here I am, the first person to look at it. And I'm like,
It's all happenstance. You don't know.
but it's like I open up my phone and open up Instagram real quick, and there it is. Oh, hey, what's going on here? Oh, gosh, they just posted this. Or if you like something like too soon,
Ooh, yeah.
you
you like inadvertent, like if you're scrolling, you can actually, if you like double tap or something accidentally, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to like that weird post.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, how do I unlike that?
Well, let me tell you what happened the other day. I had another crazy story. Well, okay, first of all, so my wife does this thing. She's probably going to hate me for this.
Oh,
sorry,
boy.
babe. So my wife does this thing where when I call her and we talk on the phone, and then we do the, all right, I love you, bye, and she doesn't hang the phone up. She just sets her phone down.
Really?
Yeah. So she's like, well, I expect you to hang up. I'm like, well, if I'm like in the car,
Sure.
whatever, then I
Husband
got to
duty.
like reach up. Yeah, right? It's like,
You're the one to hang up
yeah,
the phone.
it's my husband
Chivalry.
role.
Yeah, seriously.
So anyway, so like the other day, she actually hung up. But I was thinking, oh, she's not going to hang up, so I'm going to have to hang up. You
kept talking to her?
Well, no. So I went to go hang up, but she had already hung up. Well, when she did, I had this, it was Facebook that I had open on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hit where I thought the hang up button would be, and I friend requested somebody. I don't even know the person.
Oh, boy.
And so then I hit cancel
Can
real
you?
quick.
Yeah, can you cancel that?
Yes,
Oh,
you
wow.
can cancel. But then I was like,
Oh no.
it was kind of slow to react because I was frantic. So I was like, so I sent like 8 friend requests and then took them all back. So
They're like, who's that stalker that was?
Well, I know the name. I don't want to say it because
that would be awkward.
it'd be awkward. So
You got to be careful on the socials.
I hate social media. It's like I like it and hate it all at the same time.
But we used to have a life without it, though.
Yeah,
I mean, the first half of our lives were completely void of social media.
And I feel like it was better, right? Just go outside and play. The lights come on, you get back to the house.
It is true.
Ride your bike and stuff.
That is true.
Now what? You just sit there and scroll.
It is
play Candy Crush.
Oh my word! Do you play Candy Crush? Do
I
you play
don't,
games on your phone? Be honest.
Do I play games?
Yeah, any kind of game.
Just games that like brain games that really
that up your intelligence.
Accentuate my intelligence.
Accentuate. Define it. Accentuate.
I don't know.
Was that your word for the day?
That was my
Wordle
word for
or
the
whatever
day.
that is.
Oh, I hate that game, but
never played it.
It's dumb. Don't play it.
I played like Angry Birds when it first came out, and that was about it.
Yeah.
My kids are like, Dad, let's play Subway Surfer or something.
Well, a couple weeks ago, Kyler made fun of any man that plays video games. If you're over 40 and you play video games, you're stupid or something like that.
Yeah, he said that.
He didn't say stupid, but
he meant it. It was implied.
Kind of, sort of. I was like, okay, yeah. So yeah, social media, man, it's a drag. Sometimes.
What are you gonna do?
What do you do? I don't know. So we were talking about traditions earlier. Do you have any other? Y'all have any other family traditions? Like anything y'all?
So what I have, we are in our family. We didn't set out to be like hardcore traditionalist, but it has kind of evolved over time. Like it's just happened.
Yeah. And
so my kids, especially if you got 2 or 3 kids, and you do something once, next year. Yeah, we always do that.
Right.
Right. So this one happened a few years ago. Like, I think now for maybe 3 or 4 Christmas Eves in a row. I know it's not Christmas time, but after the Christmas Eve service, we'd go home and have beef stew, homemade beef stew. And we went one year just to go get cookout milkshakes. Now, every year, everybody get in the chicken bus. Let's go have a cookout milkshake. Cookout
is disgusting.
Except
that
for the
is
milkshakes.
A very unpopular thing to say.
Yeah, you're gonna get hammered on the socials.
We're gonna, yeah.
You, not me. I would like to.
Someone's gonna
distance myself.
Someone actually told me that a watermelon milkshake from Cookout is really good. I can't understand.
I don't know that I've had one.
Actually, yeah. Look at Austin. He's actually on. He's on that app right now. He's on DoorDash trying to get one right now. It's too early.
I don't think it's till like June through September.
That's pretty gross. A watermelon milkshake.
I like watermelon stuff, like a smoothie, but I don't know how I'd like it.
I like watermelon.
Right.
But that's it.
So that's a weird
that flavor.
Yeah, that's a weird tradition.
That is weird.
So another one, like, do you do Easter traditions?
Oh,
people do like bunnies and eggs. I'm talking about like kind of outside of church and all that. But you got the whole bunny egg. Do you do any of that stuff? Baskets?
Yeah. So my wife, again, she's really good gift giver, right?
Yeah.
She's really extremely thoughtful. She's really thoughtful.
That's cool.
So when she gives a gift, like she's put some time into it.
Yeah.
It's not just like one of us would just go to the, CVS and buy like a card and throw $20 in it.
One time I bought my parents for their anniversary. Me and my brother walked down to the local drugstore. It was like a non-name. No, it was like a local one. And we bought them a hibachi grill for their anniversary. And they were like, yeah, I think we're going to take that back.
Well, anyway.
Not a thoughtful gift giver.
Yeah. Well, Tammy's very thoughtful with giving gifts. And so when we were first married, she would always give me like an Easter basket. So I always thought it was weird because I was like, I don't know. Is this like.
Yeah.
This,
like for a kid?
Like, is this a cultural thing? Like, because.
Say it.
Say it. From my neck of the woods.
Yeah, from a non-white. Yeah.
From a non-white family, we didn't do those kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know what to do. And so she was like, yeah, this is, we always had Easter baskets growing up. And I was like, yeah, no, not us.
So she would fill it with like candy or gifts or just Gerald stuff or whatever?
Like, we would get like eggs
Like a dozen eggs.
Like growing up, you get like an egg that was dipped in some nasty watercolor or something.
Yeah, what are you
like
gonna do with that?
That was about it.
Crack it
But
open.
Tammy, she's like, I mean, like gift cards, candy, like a hat, or I mean, just like it's Christmas almost, or like it's my birthday or something. So she'd always do that. So one year I forgot. So
you forgot to give her one.
So the first year I had no idea. So I wake up and she's got this gift. So I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And the next year, I totally forgot. So I was like, oh, I got to get her something.
Oh, man.
It's the day before Easter. I go to the local drugstore.
Yeah.
CVS.
He's probably been wiped out.
Nope. They had these Easter baskets that are wrapped in cellophane. It's like the little plastic one with little fake grass in it. And it's got like, a little chocolate rabbit or something in there. And it's wrapped up in the thing, and so I was like, "Oh, that's perfect." So I grab it. It's like $68, right?
Oh my
because
goodness.
I mean, because they know like this is some terrible.
Yeah, he
husband
waited.
coming here. Yeah, he waited way too long, so he's gonna come and buy this. So I go to the front, I buy it. I mean, we're broke, we got no money, man, or whatever. So I get home, and I give it to Tammy. She's like, "What is this?" And I was like,
"Who do you think you are?"
It's your Easter basket, boo boo.
Oh, boo boo.
Little Yogi Bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you just make a Yogi Bear?
I did.
Boo boo.
Hey,
It's the Easter basket.
Yeah. So she was not happy about that.
What did she do?
So, well, I mean, she took it that year because that's all I had. So, but then I was like, you know what? Let's just
call a truce.
Let's
be done with
this is just not my thing. I'm not good at this.
I don't do Easter baskets for like my wife, but we do it for the kids. So, but like us growing up, it was weird. Some people have like a whole there's an Easter bunny that actually comes to the house.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe that happens. I don't know. So we would get a basket, and then you might find little thing, chocolates or something around the house. That's fine. And then we would know that our parents would go hide eggs around the house, and it would be candy or it might be money inside, whatever. I mean, I'm talking like coins,
Right.
And so that's what I thought the tradition was. That's in my mind growing up. That's what everybody does. But then I get to my wife's family, and the basket, like what Tammy would have given you, the entire basket is hidden.
Oh,
Still to this day. So for 20 years in her side of the family, we hide the basket. It totally has kind of wrecked my worldview of Easter basket hunting eggs and stuff.
All those things that like I lived in a part of town where if anyone came in the middle of the night to your house, like literally my house.
What was going to happen?
Well, my house had been broken into probably 8 times when I was growing up.
Yeah,
I remember
But it wasn't the Easter bunny.
No.
Tooth fairy.
And so it's like, like anytime my friends at school would be like, yeah, so they come in the middle of the night and be like, no, they don't. you better have a bat right by the bed or something like that. Like, we don't like those kind of people coming in the middle of the night. So, my dad never really talked, he never talked about people coming in the middle of the night because that always scared us. So it was like, where we lived,
that's a better tradition.
They're coming and taking stuff. They ain't leaving nothing.
They're not leaving you anything. They're taking stuff.
If it's good and they like it, they're going to take it. I remember one time this guy broke in my house. I don't know how we're on this, but this guy broke in my house. He didn't even break in. He walked in the front door. We're all there.
Oh, dear.
He walks in the front door, grabs my mom's purse, and walks back out. And so my neighbors were over, the neighbor kids, and they were like, oh, hey. And my mom heard them talking.
Yeah.
And so she looks out the door and sees this guy walking out with her purse. So she grabs a baseball bat. My mom, she's...
Uh-oh.
She wasn't messing around. So
I
she
believe it.
literally runs up the street with a baseball bat chasing this grown man who walked in my house and stole a purse. So
did he get away with it? Or did he drop it?
He eventually dropped it, but it was one of those things where it was like, man, this is weird. It's
Good
like
for your mom, but that's crazy.
It was crazy.
Walking in and be like, hey,
yeah,
coming in to get my stuff.
Yeah, so I'm not really up on, go to bed and someone's gonna come in the middle of the night. Nah, I don't like
Tooth
that
Fairy,
at all.
Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, none of those.
I found all my teeth one time. So I was like, hold on. This Tooth Fairy thing, this is stupid.
I can't even talk about this. I have my own story about this. I can't talk about it.
I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do that. So anyway, yeah. So I found all of them. They were like in like a box one day, and I was like, what is this? I've been lied to.
That's weird.
My brother gives his kids like $50.
No.
Yes. Or like 20 or whatever. Anything over
for
like
any tooth or like
I'm like
I give $5 for the first one.
What?
and then it's usually like $1 or $2 after that.
Look, man.
One time, I'm not making this up. One time, like a few years ago, I think it was when our oldest had lost, maybe her third or fourth tooth, and we were like, we don't have any ones, not even a 5. We gave her like a $3.23 Target card.
What?
It was like whatever we had left on the merchandise card, and she was like,
Gosh.
"What? The tooth fairy brought me a
That's
half
so
used."
strange. The little pin number thing is scratched off. Yeah. Oh, man. That's crazy.
That's a good gift giver.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
That's a good week, though. Fun week.
Well, there's a whole lot going on. We're excited about the stuff happening at the church,
Yep.
and it's going to be a good weekend, Good Friday service, and also Easter service on Sunday. So hope to see you all around, either at church or, well, someplace else.
On the socials.
On the socials.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good week.
See ya.